Alrighty, fellas. Good morning. How are we doing? Another day, another PokeMMO grind. Pretty typical stuff, kind of following off from yesterday or the other day. We're going for Moltres still, okay? Moltres is the last legendary Pokemon that I need to get all of them caught on month 1, which is super, super exciting. Hello, good morning, all. We made our Cricketune last, which is really cool to see. I kind of want to put some XP into him since he's not able to run away from every single battle, it seems like, effectively, as he's losing some HP here, taking a couple hits, but he's doing really, really well, and I'm really happy I made him, you know, at all, which is crazy that I needed a Cricketune, but it was fun. Still need Moltres, hoping for a shiny here. This would be the long-term method for going for shiny Execute, which would be incredible. Anything else? Nothing else? A lot of spitball questions in chat I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and actually spitfire just whatever questions that I can see. Someone asked, yo, what's up with all the inaccessible Pokeballs in PokeMMO? Like in Unova and Icarus City, another spot near a city, there's like 2 Pokeballs you can't even access. The Icarus City one, I believe you're talking about the one that you can access only during the winter time. There's that top left ledge in Icarus City that you can only access when snow falls, and it builds a little ramp, which is really cute and kind of annoying, but also cute. The other interesting thing about that spot is that's the most efficient spot for shiny hunting Vanillish, which is only available in the winter time. Any other good questions? Hey man, if you have contact with the devs, tell them Phenos are bullshit. Hey man, I do not have any special contact. I'm just a player, but I get it, dude. More power to you. Good luck to you. I assume you're trying to finish your Pokedex. Good luck to you, dude. Can you make a video on how to download PokeMMO on iOS? Unfortunately, no, because I am too slow in the brain to even be able to do it. I think Best Friends or Word Rogers News does have a good guide out there, though. What's the spawn rate of Moltres? We do not know the spawn rate of legendaries. It's somewhere between 1 out of 1,000 and 1 out of 8,000, but it is information that is unknown. Great video today. Dude, I'm happy to hear you liked it, man. It was cool to cover secret bases in PokeMMO, for sure. It's a really under-talked about mechanic. I wish they would explore it a lot more and kind of expand it, but we'll see what happens. Good luck on Execute. I appreciate it. All right, that covers all the intro stuff. What's up, guys? Can I get the Flame Bike on the GTL, or was it limited only? It is limited, but you can get it on the GTL. It's now, keep in mind, it's a seasonal vanity. So right now, the Flaming Motorcycle is... It came out during Halloween 2023, so a couple months ago, 3 or 4 months ago. Right now, it's 4.7 mil. When Halloween comes around again this year in like 10 months or so, or 8 months or whatever, yeah, I guess 8 months, right? It will come back into the game and it will be 4 mil again. So it will not, you'll save 700k if you wait 8 months, but is that really worth it? You can make 700k in like 2 days. Like honestly, if you really like, it's my favorite vanity. I would just go ahead and buy it if you want to. There are certain times where it is worth, in my opinion, for a seasonal vanity to come back into the game, and sometimes where it's whatever. Like I think this is like a whatever situation. Hey Pat, my Moltres struggled to death after encountering it. I checked the forum and it says to re-encounter, yeah, yep, exactly. The chance to re-encounter is significantly increased. Yep. Does that mean it's easier now or harder? It means it's easier. Yes. So if for whatever reason you accidentally kill your legendary, or you can't catch it, or you run from it, or whatever, right? You have an increased chance of encountering it again. Hey Pat, feeling a little overwhelmed getting ready for the Chinese New Year event as a new player. I'm missing a lot of stuff that you and the other YouTubers are saying to prep for the event. How should I spend my time? I don't have level 100s, subpar catching mon, no other utility mons like Contrary Spinda, not a ton of money or healing items either. Man, I think number 1 priority, get Sinnoh done. Get the storyline done. I think number 1 priority is get the storyline done, and then after that, get a Breloom. Like if you have Sinnoh complete and a catching Breloom, you can do most things. And you could do that in like a day, easily. Now, obviously, not for everybody. You have a job, family, kids, way more priorities, not that much free. Maybe on a weekend, if you have 1 day off, you could do that, but you may not want to spend that with your day off, but that's your choice. Like, there's a lot of qualifiers there. Get Sinnoh done, get a catching Breloom. That's your 2 top priorities for the Lunar New Year event, in my opinion. Why is Contrary Spinda good? Contrary Spinda is good, especially for like the Lunar New Year event, because you have to catch a lot of alphas. The reason why Contrary Spin is good for catching alphas is because it has the Contrary ability and Skill Swap. So what you do is you use the move Skill Swap to switch the Contrary ability over to the alphas, and Contrary reads, if something were to get a minus static effect, it'll actually give it a +1, and then vice versa. So what that does is alphas have a unique effect where if you throw a Pokeball at it, or any sort, yeah, try to catch it and you fail, there's a decent chance that it gets +1 in all stats. So if you give it Contrary, and then you like throw a couple Pokeballs and fail the catch, it will -1 in all stats for a period of time, which is super, super good. Are the mysterious balls with a year in the name worth more than the ones without? The 2022 mysterious balls? No, it's a great question. I'm so glad you asked. There's no confusion over this. The 2022 mysterious balls are worth nothing. Literally nothing in comparison to the other ones. The reason being, we can actually go to this example. Don't buy the 2020. These are a scam. Don't do this. It's actually really, because like usually older sealed product is good. Older sealed product is better, rarer, harder to find, you know, yada yada. Not with mysterious balls. Please keep this in mind. The reason why 2022s suck is because they don't have the shiny rate boost. The reason why the 2023 mysterious balls were so good is because they made the shiny rate 1 out of 4,000 for great balls, 1 out of 2,500 for ultra balls, 1 out of, 8,000 for pokeballs. 2022s didn't have this. It's still the 1 out of 30k, which is horrible. Do not buy these. 2022s are like just a scam at this point. Not actually, be good. Like they're horribly not worth it. So do not buy those, please. Great question. I have Sinnoh done, but my Breloom has Effect Spore. Might try to get a Poison Heal one and level it up instead. Is it worth it or just keep Effect Spore? I'm so glad. Once again, great questions today. Effect Spore on a catching Breloom is not only suboptimal, but it is detrimental. Like it is really bad. The reason being is if you try to false swipe a Pokemon and then you're going to spore them after, if you false swipe them and you're Effect Spore Breloom, they might hit you with a contact move and then get poisoned or burned and then kill themselves, right? Because you just false swipe them to 1 HP. This is a really common situation where you false swipe them to 1 HP and then you spore after. If you do that with an Effect Spore Breloom, there's a decent chance they get burned or toxic or something and they die. And that is like unacceptable on a catching Breloom. It makes it so inconsistent. You need Poison Heal. Like Effect Spore is a huge detriment. Like you cannot have a catching Breloom with it, in my opinion. Pat, what is your favorite thing you ate last week? I need food takes. My favorite thing I ate last week, I actually don't know. I can give you a super unhinged food thing that I did yesterday. Little food take of the day. Yesterday, I told Casey this and she thought it sounded actually kind of good. So maybe it's not so bad. I was trying to use leftovers in the fridge, okay? So this is my reasoning comes from just trying to use up all the leftovers in the fridge. And what I had was tortillas, 2 hot dogs, Mexican blended shredded cheese, ketchup, and salt and vinegar chips. So I took all those ingredients and I threw them together. I microwaved the hot dogs. I then put those hot dogs on the tortilla, sprinkled some cheese on top, microwaved that, took it out of the microwave, ketchup, and then chips on top. Not so bad if you ask me. Yeah, Breloom is easily one of the slowest Pokemon to XP train in all of PokeMMO. For reference, like look at this. So we have Breloom has 1.64 million XP needed to level 100, right? Not bad, right? Let's see another. Quagsire needs 1 million. So the difference between Quagsire and Breloom is literally over like 64%, right? 64% more XP is needed. You'd have to like level 1.5 Quagsires essentially. It's a lot more XP. It's a lot more time. I didn't even know this. Leftovers have tanked. Wow, that's actually kind of shocking to me. For the majority of my playtime in PokeMMO, leftovers have been like 50k. And they were 30k for a couple years. What caused this? This is like a tank. Like, I would say this item has super tanked. Most items have tanked, to be honest. I wouldn't... Really? You think so? Pretty bold. XP shares haven't. I think it's a bold statement. I wouldn't go that far. Because what else could we even check? What are the choice items? Seem to be pretty solid. Around 100k a piece. That's pretty normal. 100 to 110k. Payday pickup items have dropped. Certain payday... What about Flame Orb? Let's go in to check for like... Flame Orb is really good right now. This might be... Dude, go Shiny Hunt Heat more if you haven't done it. This is probably awesome. I would not say all items have dropped. There's a bunch of stuff that I'm seeing. Silver Powder, Silver Dust. Yeah, Flame Orbs are up. You know, if some items have dropped because people are doing certain activities during the Moltres and like Kanto Legendary hunts, that's understandable. But it seems like a lot of other things are super up. You know, like the Flame Orb being 15k a piece. That is super, super baller, you know? elemental orbs crash this month, but that's expected. Like, that's elemental orbs and like the rainbow quills, those are literally expected to permanently go down. Like, that's not like a, oh, they crash. It's like a, oh, they did the thing that we all expected them to do. I'm trying to think of if he has any other like items to, like rare candies or like at their normal price. If any other items to check, I'm down, but I definitely would not agree with the sentence personally that everything's tanked. It seems like some items have gone down due to people farming things in Kanto because the legendary birds are out right now for the first month rotation. It makes a lot, just logical sense, right? If I'm missing something, let me know. Do you think XP candies will go down during the Chinese New Year event? I'm so glad someone brought this up. Probably. XP candy, the reason why is there's so many alphas that are caught. Like, every single player that does the shaman grind will be catching 12 to 14 alphas, you know? That's a lot of XP candies being surged into the game. And XP candies are a really insane item. They were actually potentially one of the best investments of all time at one point because they're needed for very expensive shunts like Lucario. If you want to breed it, or if you want to do like certain, if you want to do certain shunts that require you to level up the baby Pokemon, then it's really, or like Shedinja, you can actually kind of cheese with XP candies, but it's just so expensive. But it's probably worth it. Like, so when XP candies came out, it's one of the most interesting times. When XP candies came out, extra smalls were like 400 to 600 Pokeyen. Okay, keep that in mind when I show you what they're at now. Extra smalls were 400 to 600 Pokeyen, and now they're up almost. Now they're like 4K a piece. Could you imagine? Let's say that you had 10 mil Pokeyen, right? Let's say you had 10 mil Pokeyen, okay? And let's say you spent all of that Pokeyen on extra small candies when they came out, right? I bought most of mine. I bought like a couple, like 100 as like a, a small investment for 400 a piece, right? Let's do this. That's 25,000 extra small candies, okay? You spent 10 mil. What if you take this number and multiply it by 4,000? You would have 10x your money. If you spent 10 million Pokeyen on extra small candies when they came out and sold them now, you would be at 100 mil. Literally one of the potentially best investments of all time, but nobody really expected them to be that good, or nobody was paying attention to them when they came out. There was so much else going on. XP candies are one of the most interesting items to be added to PokeMMO, and they're never talked about. They're very, very, very interesting and very, very, very powerful for very expensive and rare shunts. Yeah, so I do think right now we're expecting the Lunar New Year event on the 10th, but it would not surprise me, like every event, if it happens the night before at around 8 p.m. ET. That's what I always say to watch out for. Because usually the servers go down around midnight UTC, which ends up being around 8 p.m. ET if you're in that time zone. EST, EDT, ET, whatever, right? So just don't plan your whole night around it. But I would say on February 9th at 8 p.m. ET, just keep an ear out. Keep a Discord ping open. Like, have something. At least you don't have to like be on Pokemon. You don't have to be super alert. I don't want you to waste your time. But maybe February 9th around 8 p.m. ET, keep an ear out, keep a Discord server open, something like that for a little bit, Do you think this event will be good for money making? The last ones were so bad for me. Pretty much whenever an event comes out, it's the best money making method in the game. Pretty much always. So I don't know what. Yeah, I'm not sure what you were doing the previous events, but I would say that whenever an event comes out, it's almost always the best money making. I mean, aside from like flipping, but like, I mean, even like, well, I guess even flipping specifically during events can be like the best money. That's like insane, or can be insane. So yeah, I would say participating in events, playing the events. It's pretty hard to like. There's so much to do during events. This event, if it's similar to previous years, I have a full preparation guide I recommend checking out. But the things it should have, if it's similar to previous years, would be the Shaman grind, the Tablet grind, which can allow you to catch alphas. That's free money. The dungeon/raid type grind, that's free money if you just have the skills and have up to like the 4th gym badge done. There might be. When was Wisps Halloween? There should be no Wisps, right? I don't think what else. Just flipping and being involved in the market and the economy. I'm sure certain Pokemon will go up in value, like Spinda and stuff. So there'll be tons of money-making opportunities in terms of preparing EV training and XP training Pokemon. There are, like, during an event, there's no... I mean, during Pokemon, there's no excuse. There's no, like, oh, if you don't know what to do, that is totally fair. Game knowledge is hard. This game is complex. It is difficult. I get it. But if you're one of those players who's like, man, events are just unfriendly to new players and there's just no way to make money, I implore you to like explore and learn. That's not true. It's literally just not true. But it's hard to learn. I totally empathize with that. It's difficult to learn all the things you can do, and I will try to answer as many questions on that during the event, and I will try to make as many videos on that during the event for different types of players as well. I remember last Xmas 2023, there was a roadblock on Twist Mountain, and 7 of the devs didn't co-op through. Now I think about it, was they yes. So this Christmas event, what you're trying to, I think you're trying to say is this Christmas event recently was the first Xmas event in like a really long time that we didn't see the raid/dungeon. So it's possible they're removing those from the current events, like the Xmas event or the Lunar New Year event, to, I guess, prep for a more permanent feature. We'll see. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I believe we're supposed to be getting a huge game-changing mechanic coming with this Lunar New Year event, right? Because it was going to happen. There was some huge game-changing mechanic similar to alphas, similar to hidden abilities, that was going to be released during the 12th anniversary event that never happened, and I believe that got moved to the Lunar New Year event. I feel like that's not being talked about enough, or hyped out, or like remembered or hyped up about enough. There might be a game-changing mechanic in the next 2 days of PokeMMO, next 2 or 3 days, similar to hidden abilities. What's your opinion on who's the best for payday/pickup, Meowth or Munchlax? I think they're both good. I don't think one is better than the other, from my understanding. And the reason I always point to is, like, with Meowth, you have good speed but low damage, right? So you just go Adamant Nature and Choice Band and like attack EV Train to make up for the attack. That's all you do, right? And with Munchlax, you have way better attack but way lower speed. So you just have to go Jolly Nature, 5 speed, Jolly Nature, and like Choice Scarf to like make up for its speed. So you're just kind of like doing the same thing on Meowth, but the opposite. I feel like they're both, I'm not, like, unless there's certain Pokemon that Meowth can't kill, that Munchlax can, and he can outspeed. Like, it's possible he's better for certain things, but I would say generally they're literally both the same. Munchlax is just more expensive to make, so keep that in mind, because he's a baby Pokemon. So if you want to make him, you have to use an Ensense, which means you can't use double braces to make him. So Meowth is technically better, but there might be certain Pokemon that Munchlax you need a Munchlax to be able to kill. Yeah, Titan has the direct quote from the forum post. While we were looking forward to previewing a new feature for this event, it's still in development and has been delayed until the Chinese New Year event 2024. Look forward to it then. So we should be getting a game-changing mechanic in the next 2 or 3 days in PokeMMO. Under-talked about, man. Under-hyped. I'm not sure the 18-hour grind is going to be worth it if you already have Shaman, not going to lie. You're kind of not... I'm probably still going to go for it. We'll see. That's actually a really good... You're probably not wrong. The main reason that I want to redo the Shaman grind, as stupid as it is just for that super rare chance of shiny Shaman. Like, it's just... The idea of getting the first shiny Shaman in Pokemon is just too good to pass up, you know? I know it's dumb, but I think I got, you know, the shiny hunter in me, it's got to do it. If you weren't a successful Pokemon streamer, what do you think you'd be doing right now? Fuck, I don't know, Taco Bell? No. I mean, maybe, honestly, I don't know. That employee discount. I think that I would either be doing some other kind of content creation, like on a different game or a different topic, or streaming something else. Maybe I would have been nice to possibly, at one point in my life, I really was tempted. I almost pursued professional Overwatch, or at least semi-professional, to see if I can make it. That's obviously, like, I'm, you know, really far from that now, especially with Overwatch 2 and everything. I think what else? I could have gone back to my old electronic recycling plant job. It would have been a really far drive and really weird, but I really liked that job. It was fun. I learned a lot. I could have done, before I actually like made it to even being semi-successful on YouTube, I was applying to a bunch of jobs, like on Indeed, you know? And I applied for, I was trying to go for like social media management jobs. I was trying to go for that, stuff like that. And nothing worked out, so just that. How high ranked were you in Overwatch? I only peaked at like 3,600, like low masters. However, I didn't play much. I played like 3 hours a week, and I was able to climb with like a really good win rate. But there were certain seasons. I had a season on Zenyatta where I had like a 94% win rate for the first 20 games, which was pretty fucking, I was pretty proud of that. Obviously, it's 20 games, but it's not like a small. It's not a big sample size, but also not a small one. I think it's pretty solid. Who'd you play in Overwatch? I became a Lucio. At my highest, I was a Lucio one trick. I would definitely be like a Lucio one trick. I don't think I ever would have been good enough to go pro. But I think I absolutely could have been semi-pro, or I probably could have been really well in collegiate and stuff. I really liked Overwatch. It was a great game, and I think like I VOD reviewed a lot. I watched a lot of Moth. I watched a lot of FD God. I watched a lot of SK was my favorite Lucio player. Is still my favorite. You know, I watched a lot of a bit of Frogger, but yeah, there was so many good. I think the most impressive player to watch in general in terms of professional Overwatch was Moth. He was insane. He was just superhuman. His proficiency on every single support champ was fucking ridiculous. Like watching him play Lucio better than me, and then switching to Baptiste and playing him at the best like in the world, like it was unbelievable. For him to be able to switch from Lucio to Baptiste like that, two wildly different characters, was just unbelievable. I'm gonna be honest, post Shiny Wars, Shiny hunting off of donator status and charm is so comfy, because there's something about Shiny Wars where it's like everything is so time intensive, and so you're so stressed for time all the time. You know, you only have 1 week to shunt as much as possible. And then you're constantly always popping shiny charms. So if you're not hunting, you're wasting that. You're wasting time. You're always pressured about wasting time, right? The idea of not having to worry about, I just have lures and stuff, like not worrying about charm or dono. I'm just casually, leisurely going for Moltres and maybe a shiny at the same time. It's such a relaxing, refreshing twist. I'm gonna be honest, post Shiny Wars, Shiny hunting off of donator status and charm is so comfy, because there's something about Shiny Wars where it's like everything is so time intensive, and so you're so stressed for time all the time. You know, you only have 1 week to shunt as much as possible. And then you're constantly always popping shiny charms. So if you're not hunting, you're wasting that. You're wasting time. You're always pressured about wasting time, right? The idea of not having to worry about, I just have lures and stuff, like not worrying about charm or dono. I'm just casually, leisurely going for Moltres and maybe a shiny at the same time. It's such a relaxing, refreshing twist. Hey Pat, how would you explain PokeMMO to a friend to convince them to get it? Half my friends don't know what an MMO is and think PokeMMO is just a Pokemon emulator single player. Dude, I need to sit down and think about this, because I'm really bad at this. I'm really bad at explaining PokeMMO in a short, like, couple of sentences to the average player. Like, when I think about why PokeMMO is so good, I start talking about the economy and like how genius the breeding system is. But like the average player doesn't care about that. They like the average player, I would guess, cares about, you want to touch all the main topics, all right? PokeMMO is really cool because you can play Pokemon with your friends. You can right-click trade them and see them in the overworld. Like, you have to cover the basics. You got to cover the basics. Like, it's generations 1 through 5. There's the shiny rates is 1 out of 30,000, which sounds very difficult, but there's good systems in place to allow you to hunt them, and it actually creates for a really rewarding shiny hunting system. The economy is, you can like touch basics. Like, oh, the economy is solid. There's Pokeyen to earn. There being an economy makes your Pokeyen that much more valuable and treasured by you, which Pokeyen and normal Pokemon doesn't really matter that much. Like, you have to cover the very surface level talking points, and I feel like I'm really bad at that. I feel like I'm really bad at, like, I need to really sit down and try to empathize and think about the more average, typical casual player, and understand how to entice people into, like, I think I just start talking about why I love the game, but I need to talk about why you should get into the game, if that makes sense, you know? Hey Pat, I'm at 33,000 encounters and feeling very burnt out. Any suggestions? Man, okay, 33k. My number one suggestion, it's kind of funny, but my number one suggestion, if you're feeling burnt out in PokeMMO, is watch a movie. Watch a TV show. I know it sounds dumb. Watch anime. Watch something while you're hunting. If you are sitting there shiny hunting and watching your encounters go up, it's almost like waiting for school to end and watching the clock. It's going to feel insufferable, and it's going to hurt, and it's going to suck. But if you distract yourself, if you actually do your schoolwork, I know, mind-blowing concept, or you like draw, or if you like, you know, with Pokemon, watch a movie, watch anime, watch TV show, watch YouTube, wink wink, watch your favorite Pokemon streamer, aka Rumel, like do something alongside, play Hearthstone. Okay, don't actually play Hearthstone. Play RuneScape, play a side game while playing, something to get your mind off of the grind. That's going to cause you the most success, in my opinion. Like, I make the joke about how, like, anime is probably the #1 thing that propelled my RuneScape account, which is very funny. But I strongly believe in that. For me, as a more casual shunter, I set a goal for each hunt as to how many encounters I'm going to do before a break or just stopping for the day. Dude, I think that's super based. Being like, hey, I'm gonna do 2,000 encounters today. You know, I'm going to do 3,000, 5,000. Maybe if you're doing single encounters, like 1,000 or, you know, a couple hundred, right? Setting a goal per day is super good way to, like, setting short-term goals allows you to feel progress and allows you to feel satisfied when you're not, quote-unquote, actually making... It's a way to trick the mind. Any way to trick the mind into keeping going is all you can do in any grinding game, right? Because the mind wants to give up, you know? If you don't have an encounter counter, if you don't use an encounter counter and you wake up and you shiny hunt for 16 hours and you go to bed, you've done nothing. It feels like you've done nothing with your day, you know? You're not actually getting closer to a shiny. You haven't gained any encounters. You can't see any quote-unquote progress. It feels horrible. Short-term goals are how you trick the mind to keep going, 100%. And how to give you that short-term dopamine and, like, gratification, I guess, to continue. When is your legendary shunting guide coming out, bro? My legendary shunting guide. Run back and forth. Good luck. What could you even... There's, like, so little you can do with your control to have a million have at least 30 alt accounts, you know? That's a tough one, dude. Good luck. Okay, wait. Speaking of your lucky encounter in Palworld, congratulations, first things first. Secondly, little Palworld rant. This is a conspiracy theory, okay? I fully admit, because we have no idea. It feels like, from my, like, 60 or 70 hours in Palworld, it feels like there is a pity system for the shinies. I could be wrong, okay? I could be wrong, but it really feels like there is a pity system where, like, after X amount of hours played, you are more likely to get a lucky. Now, that's not... I don't know, okay? That's not... But, like, the amount of times... I had this happen, not joking, 3 or 4 times. Because I lost a bunch... I lost 4 shinies so far. And every single time I lost a shiny, an hour or 2 later of gameplay, I would find another. And I would lose it, and I'd find another. And I would lose it, and I would find another. Until I finally caught one, and then I didn't see another for, like, 5 to 10 hours. And the amount of... I've had this happen as well, where recently I was... I play Palworld on a server with my girlfriend, right? But I've been too busy to play. But what I would do is I would turn the server on for her. So I'm, like, in the game. So I would AFK in Palworld for, like, 10 hours or whatever. 28,000 encounters. That is really cool. I would AFK in the game or whatever, come back 10 hours later, and then, like, fast travel to one location and immediately find a shiny. And I had that happen twice. Twice. Where I AFK'd for, like, 10 hours, fast traveled once, and found a shiny. Nobody knows. I don't know. This is not logical. This is not an analysis. It feels like there is some sort of time-based pity system in Palworld. Yeah, I don't know. But it's bizarre is what I don't know. I would say. Yeah, I really hope the meta doesn't become AFKing while at work for like 10 hours and then just like hoping to get like that would be really weird. If it's like AFKing while logged in is like the best way to shiny hunt and then wait 10 hours and then come back, and that would be unfortunate. Dude, this comment on my secret base guide that came out today is so perfect. Never did I think that I was going to make a secret base, and now I've spent 1 mil Pokeyen on something I'll never use. Thanks, Patrouski. Hey, no worries, man. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted with this guide. Hey, Pat, my team is gearing up for Shiny Wars sometime next month or the month after that. What would you do as a new player with less resources, 15 mil or so less in assets to get ready for the event? This is a great question. It depends on the scoring structure of your event, of your Shiny Wars, okay? But my best guess would be either expert lures, dump all of your money into expert lures if single encountering is like good point return for the, you know, like for us, like that's largely what I bought was expert lures. Expert lures or Lepa berries. It really depends on the like weighting of your like your scoring structure, but I would guess dumping all of your money into either Lepa berries for hordes or expert lures is your best bet. That'd be my guess. Yeah, someone asked me what's the longest shiny hunt I've ever seen, and I have two big answers. There's two different answers. Driest, like most encounters, versus longest. The driest I've ever seen in terms of encounters was around 360k or so. That I would trust and believe, and that I think came from a reputable source. They also ended up showing like the data with the drop-down menu like this on screen with all the Pokemon to like further prove the numbers, which I did trust. That you'll see people all the time claim things like, oh yeah, I'm like 800k dry, I'm 1 million dry. I've seen people unironically, like non-jokingly, claim that they're like over 1.6 million encounters dry. It's possible, but it's so unlikely. I usually don't trust those people. If they have some sort of extreme proof, maybe, but that seems pretty silly to me. Around 300k dry is the driest you'll usually see someone go. I do believe the person who said, I forget who it was, but it was someone who was like 360k. I would say 360k is the driest that I believe to be legit, but once again, there's no confirming that. But the other answer, the longest shiny hunt that I've ever seen, I believe is Park, who is joined Team Mister today and was in chat for a bit earlier. Park is currently, I believe, he could correct me, I think Park is around 120,000 Charmander eggs dry. Let's put that into perspective, okay? 120,000 eggs dry, okay? So you're 4 times the shiny rate, correct? Yeah, 4 times. Usually, an egg hunt costs around 120 to 150 million Pokeyen and then takes 2,000 to 4,000 hours. So let's take the medium of both of those things. Let's say, you know what? Let's take the low end. We'll say 120 mil times 4 times the rate, by the way. Park has spent around 500 million Pokeyen hunting Charmander. Now, what about the hours? 12,000 hours or so. That might be kind of high. Let's do 2,000. Just in case. 8,000 hours. That I could believe. That makes sense. I know that he has over 10,000 hours or so in game, I believe. Yeah. So this is actually, Park might have 20. He has a lot. He might have 20k hours in game. He has a lot of hours in game. I'll have to ask him when he's next in chat. But he's a mod in game. He's a reputable source. Yeah, that's so in terms of the driest types, like most encounters, around 360k or so would be my guess. In terms of longest shiny hunt, the good old Park Charmander shunt, the egg hunt, boys. Yeah, so the reason why 1x31 Ditto boxes aren't a thing, right? And the reason why I constantly see new players asked about how should I price 1x31 and 2x31 Ditto boxes. These are not a thing. People do not buy these. You are fundamentally misunderstanding why Ditto boxes are a thing. Ditto boxes exist because shiny hunters need a massive amount of Dittos very quickly. And they don't want IVs on. They want the shitty IVs to just like rebreed. They just want to breed as fast as possible. Because when you need 30,000 Dittos and you need to make 30,000 eggs and you need to hatch 30,000 eggs, it takes so long that you cannot sit there fumbling your fingers around with IV bracers and like just worrying about. You just want to breed things as fast as possible and then worry about the IVs later. Yeah, I constantly see people talking about. I see people advertising 1x31 and 2x31 Ditto boxes. Don't get pulled down that rabbit hole. They're not like maybe like 1 or 2 people are buying them, but they're not really a thing. Just sell your IV Dittos on the GTL would be my recommendation personally. It is crazy how cheap certain good IV like 1x31's Dittos get. Like let's do like, if I look for like 25 plus in these 3 stats and then do like a 31 here. Let's do Ditto. I think I just saw him for 10k. I probably already sold. That makes sense. 50k for that. Let's do 20 plus. That makes okay. Oh, honestly, it makes sense. Let's do like no other stats. Like just a 31 attack Ditto being like 5k when a Shitto is like what, 4k? 4,200? Like that's pretty. It is pretty nuts. It is pretty nuts when 1x31 IV Dittos get this cheap. But really what this is, like this is your time to 4,600 for an HP. Every mod needs HP. That's crazy, you know? It's like a 700 Pokeyen difference between a Shitto and a 1x31 HP. Dude, that means this is your time to breed. Like when this happens, breed for profit. breed for profit, breed for profit, breed for, you know, if you spend, let's say you buy a 31 HP Ditto for, this is Bold Nature as well. Let's say we bought this Bold Nature Ditto for, you know, for 4,600. Let's get a Chansey. Let's just buy the, like, yeah. We get a Chansey with 1 up, 1 defense, right? So let's say we spend 7k on the Chansey, 5k on the Ditto. So that's 13k, right? Or let's say, yeah, math 8k plus 5. Yeah, 13k, sure. 13k. Let's get a calculator up to have the physical number representation. 13k. Let's do plus 20k for the braces. How much would a Chansey sell with both these IVs? Okay, to be fair, this is why. Dude, okay, this is a terrible example. Alphas hurt the economy when this happens. Alphas are a worrisome thing to some extent. They really do lower the price of certain IVs of Mons pretty drastically. Let's try a different example live. Let's do 31 attack, Ditto. You know, it's 5,500. Let's grab a Gibble. Gibbles aren't being hurt by the alpha market, or shouldn't be. 20k. So we'll do plus 40k. Do the cost of the brace and everything. So 45k is the cost to breed a Gibble with 31 attack and speed. How much do they sell for? 60k. That's like, after listing fee, at least 10 or 12k profit per Gibble. Now, if you pay the extra 5k to make it female, you're looking at 90k here, 72k here. If you roll nature, if you get lucky and get, you know, that's 20k profit after listing fee, maybe. Do Typhlosion. Checking what Mons are good to breed for profit is shockingly simple. You just figure out what Dittos are cheap, what things are cheap. Let's do like a 31 speed Cyndaquil. It's honestly more expensive than I expected. 231 special attack Cyndaquil. Okay, 20k. Okay. Which would be the cheaper? 25. Okay, let's do 31 special attack. Right, 20k. So let's do 20k is our initial cost, and then we've got 31 speed Ditto. So plus 7k plus 27k is gonna be the math for the braces. So 47k to make a Cyndaquil that is 2 times 31 in special attack and speed. And you're not really making any profit there. That makes sense. You know, you have to really check. Quilava is more. Let's check Quilava. Let's see. You should always check the 15k. Oh, that's Tranquil. Quilava 19k. 18k. A little cheaper. A little more margin, but even then, like, you're not really making profit there, it seems. Now, if you roll nature, to be fair, you could technically shiny hunt Cyndaquil for free, or at least break even. And if you roll nature, every like modest nature you roll, you're probably making 50k. Yeah. So that's something to consider, you know? Like, if you take the time, it's gonna be annoying and slow, but if you take the time, you can shiny hunt Cyndaquil for free and to make 50,000 Pokeyen every modest roll. What about mild and rash? Let's check those. Let's see if those mild. Also, you'd sell for 100. You would not sell for this. You'd sell for like 90 to 100k. So is there 3 different rolls? Let's see rash. How many natures are there in total? 32? No, that seems too high. This is kind of cheap actually. This should also go for around 100k or whatever. So, yeah, 100k, not 90k or so for like the lesser ones like mild and rash. So let's say that you could technically shiny hunt Cyndaquil for free and then also make 40 to 50k every time you roll one of those 3 natures. And depending on how many natures there are, like, I don't know what the percentage is, but that's like, I don't know how much. I'm curious to see what the profit per hour would be on that. It'd be pretty interesting. One thing that worries me about when breeding Pokemon, PvP Pokemon for profit, is what the meta is. I use Black White Smoking, but I don't know how accurate that is. Dude, one of the best resources in PokeMMO is that the meta game is right in your game. If you go to PvP statistics, here's the meta game. You got it. In-game statistics. It's so good. If you want to see what Pokemon are the best right now in doubles, you want to see what items they're running, what natures, their teammates, Unfortunately, you can't check the moves. That's the only sad thing. You know, Scizor is top of OU, right? We got UU, we got NU. Yeah, that data is right in game for you. It is one of the most powerful resources you have. Whether you play PvP, whether you just want to make Pokeyen, whether you want to collect, whatever it may be, like that resource, everybody should check. It's so good, dude. iPad, is there a chance a red Unity cape is going to be available in the gift shop during the New Year event? The price is crazy right now. I'm going to be honest, man. I feel confident saying there is a 0% chance the red Unity cape will come back. The reason being is because it is a limited vanity. You can see the top left, it says limited. Usually when that's the case, they never bring that vanity back. It was available for a limited period of time, and that's it. It's gone. It's possible they release like different variants of the Unity cape. Like there's a, I guess, green and red. Maybe they release a purple one or something. I don't know if I know it's like a callback to traditional Pokemon, but I don't know enough about it. I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, unless this price just drops because demand drops, the supply is not gonna increase. Yeah. What were these, the gift shop item? I'm pretty sure these were the gift shop. These were a gift shop item, weren't they? Which is insane that they're 35, 40 mil. Dude, this actually follows back to what I was saying yesterday in the stream recap. Lunar New Year event has some of the most insane RP items. Like, it's so volatile. Like, they can either tank up or tank down. But this is insane that they're this expensive after 1 year. So all RP items, for those who don't know, all RP items are around 4 mil during an event. That's usually what they cost in RP, right? I don't think I own any of these. I do not care for the look of these, or at least didn't at the time. But honestly, the green one kind of looks cool to me now. I do not own one, unfortunately. That's wild, dude. That is pretty crazy. Yeah, and you sold it for like 7. That's if you bought it for 4, sold for, that's a good investment. That's crazy that who would have thought they would go up to like 40 mil in a year? That's crazy. That's times 10. Yeah, that is insane. But hey, wait, I want to check something. Someone just said they bought a Hydreigon 4 times 31, 1 times 31 timid for 400k. How is Hydreigon doing after I can't even see it on the first page anymore. They just rebanned Draco Meteor on Hydreigon. Where is it at, fellas? 51, almost 52% win rate, 12.67%. Still doing solid. I mean, pretty similar to where it was pre-Draco ban. And then I think once they unbanned it, it rose to like 20% usage. I don't remember the win rate, but it rose like 8 to 10% usage, which is pretty significant, like doubled. Pretty significant with access to Draco. So, but it did end up getting rebanned, which is pretty interesting. Suicune sitting at, wow, that's a higher usage than I would expect, and that high win rate as well. Is Suicune the only legendary right now in OU? Let's see. I guess oh wait, Shaman. I didn't even. Okay, I wouldn't have. Shaman's in OU right now. That's kind of crazy. Shaman, Suicune. Oh, Zapdos. Okay, of course Zapdos. Yeah, of course. Okay, fair. It's kind of neat. How has OU? Wait, speaking of, how's Zapdos? Why would I not check that? The more exciting thing. How's Zapdos doing in OU? 52.6% win rate, very good. 13.5% usage. Timid, lefties, a fair amount of bold. I'm shocked to see some people going to like. I'm shocked to see this many people going to like defensive bold. I assume this is like defensive bold roost defog. But I'm shocked to see that without 23% Rocky Helmet. Holy shit. Without access to heavy duty boots. I'm kind of surprised to see that. But fair enough, man. Fair enough. Timid does seem to be the most. 85%. That's interesting. Tank Zapdos is really good. I'm shocked to hear that since there's no heavy duty boots. But if it works, it works. It's obviously a different metagame that I'm not, familiar enough with. So that's cool to see. I will be saying, unfortunately, I've only been live for like 2.5 hours today, but I have to go do some wedding planning stuff and stuff like that. So we're gonna end it today, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching. I think a short stream recap might also be nice as well. I feel like so many of my stream recaps have been pushing like 40 minutes to an hour. So hopefully this one's around the at least 20 to 30 minute. We have like 5-minute rambles, but hopefully the shorter ones. I feel like it's nicer to like split up the time. And not everybody has all the time to watch all my content. So I appreciate you guys that do watch. Thank you. Like the video if you have enjoyed it. Dislike if you didn't, that's okay. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. I upload every single day. I stream on Twitch Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's down below. And if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo literally allow me to make content. I could not do this without the amount of fan funding that I get. So it's all thanks to you guys I'm able to do what I do. And I just could not thank you enough. I could sit here all day. So thank you so much. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Good luck on Shinies. Good luck on Moltres. And just have a good one. Have a fun time playing PokeMMO.
Thank you so much for watching until the very end of the video, and I hope it was a positive asset to your day. The same way everybody listed here is a positive asset to my day, going above and beyond and allowing me to make content every single day. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good one.